Hi students, Professor Dashiell here, everybody's professor. And I just wanted to take the time to offer you a bit of advice if you are a student who's currently registering for classes. The professor you choose can make or break your experience. And it's not about you being a bad student or you being a good student. It's not about them being a bad professor or them being a good professor. It's about finding someone who matches what you need as a learner. So a lot of times it's really about your preferences, your learning preferences. There are some students who enjoy professors who are a little more traditional and lecture and give handouts and those types of things. And then there are other people like me who prefer professors who are a little outside of the box and innovative, and they do more hands-on learning and those types of things. So obviously word of mouth is a wonderful option in terms of figuring out what professors you should consider taking. But another option is to use websites like RateMyProfessor.com. Now, before I tell you about this website, let's be clear. Of course, we professors always deal with disgruntled students sometimes. And yes, they can go on there and put bad reviews. So you have to take what you read with a grain of salt. When I went to Howard University, I remember using this exact website, and there were times where students would complain and say, oh, well, this professor gives too much homework, and I don't like that this professor does that, and for someone else, that may be a deal breaker. But for me, I like having homework because I don't test well. I kind of entered college during that time period where for it was common for professors to have a midterm, a final, and that's it. Like if you didn't do well on your midterm or your final, it doesn't matter that you attended class every day. It didn't matter that you participated. None of that mattered. You failed the class. And for somebody like me who doesn't test well, that's like, oh my goodness, very scary. So when I read that that professor gave homework, I said, oh, that's another opportunity to get a good grade. So I signed up. Okay. So use a website like ratemyprofessors.com. I'll go ahead and show it to you here. This is my page on ratemyprofessors.com. And as you can see, some students like me and some students don't. But the point is, based on the feedback they've given here, you can decide whether that person seems to be a good fit for you or not. So remember, who you choose as your professor can make or break your experience. So don't just haphazardly choose anybody. Choose someone that you feel is going to give you exactly what you need in that class.